out there in the team activities feel good. Just trying to obviously stay that way. Yeah, feeling great.
You're a big relationship guy. How do you embrace what Schotty's been trying to do around here?
Yeah, he's doing a hell of a job. He's doing a hell of a job. Great job in building the culture. I mean, look at him right there, seeing and dapping off guys, and that's him. You're going to see him around weight room, the field, the locker room. Preaching about competing every day, but not only that, we're doing them in team meetings, competing at practice, and that's the part about today's practice, right? Is that fine line of competing, but doing it smart and being disciplined about it. And he's just doing a hell of a job building the culture, and in a sense, starting over and understanding that, yeah, we do have to do it from the ground up, and it's been fun.
How would you describe this Cowboys culture and what it's going to become?
It's getting created. Yeah, I don't want to say that what it's going to become. It's something that's got to define itself and get created amongst all of us, coming together, believing in it, believing in one another, and understanding that this culture is going to be the reason that we win.
Dad, what does it mean for this offense when you have another weapon like George Pickens?
Huge. Yeah, very huge. I mean, then look at that guy's tape. You see what he does, the kind of receiver that he is. He's going to win the one-on-ones. He can win 2 versus 1 if he has to. Very, very talented guy. When you can add him alongside of CeeDee and the rest of the weapons that we have, I'm super excited.
How did you find out about the trade, and what was your initial reaction?
Yeah, pretty funny, I guess. I was actually away from my phone for a couple hours and go back to like 6 missed calls from Jerry's assistant. So had no idea, literally no idea what it could have been about. And actually a voicemail from Jerry, hey, I got some good news I want to share with you. So I called him back, and he was excited. And he was just telling me that it happened, that it'd be released either later that night or in the next morning. And yeah, just a lot of excitement from the both of us.
Can you do that Jerry voice again?
No, one time.
How big is energy? It seems like you guys are getting energy starting at the top with Schottenheimer, because a lot of fans, I think they kind of roll their eyes and are like, they're trying to change the culture. But what are you feeling in the building?
Energy. 100%, a lot of it. As you said, and starting from Schotty and down to the coaches. I mean, did a hell of a job of calling out the coaches in that instance yesterday and making sure that they're accountable to that, and just to hear their response. And not only their response, the way that they approach practice and the way that they administered some energy and brought it themselves and made sure their players in each position group had it, that collectively you felt it out there in the practice yesterday and obviously today as well.
Dak, as the quarterback, how do you kind of balance CeeDee and George both wanting the ball and balancing distribution of passes and things like that as it gets going?
Yeah, I mean, I think having a conversation with them up front, maybe that, hey, there are going to be some games and maybe one or the other, it's tough, right? And that's the beauty of having you two guys, is I don't know if it'll ever be tough for both of you. But in that instance, those are 2 unselfish guys, and truly they want to win. And when you're not winning and you're not getting the ball, trust me, I understand the frustration. So I'm never going to be mad at them for frustrating about wanting to win and wanting the ball. So it's the communication, it's the relationship that we're building and we'll continue to build, whether it's amongst me and GP or CeeDee.
We've talked about this in the past.
Where you were, like in a normal off season, healthy, all that.
Am I behind? No.
How did you catch up?
Just, left the season early. I was hurt. Excuse me. My off season started way earlier, so that's sorry. Yeah, sorry for the language, but yeah, my off season started way earlier, so that's really essentially why I'm ahead. On top of working with Britt, working with this training staff, and Luke.
We didn't think you'd do everything. But you're doing everything. Like they said, you'd be limited and stuff, right? I mean,
people say a lot of things about me, man. I just show up and control what I can control, and healthy, trying to stay healthy. Feels good, and yeah, just trying to push the energy and make sure I continue to get better.
Not to be a devil's advocate.
Really?
You've been around here a long time. You guys have had good culture, good brotherhood. Jason Garrett talked about the right kind of guy and having captains. So this talk of chemistry and culture has been around here. You guys have said you've had good culture and you've had good brotherhood. Why would it be different this year? Why you said that's going to help us win? Why would it be different this year than in past years?
Yeah, I mean, I think one, the approach of how we're building it. I think a lot of times, may in the past, I've said it, and I've maybe just been talking, and not just talking, or naive in a sense of talking about how great just the offenses was, right? And not necessarily the team, and not necessarily offense connecting with defense, connecting with special teams. So I believe that Schotty's doing it the right way from the top down of take the offense and defense away from it, take the positions away from it, take the coach and player aspect away from it, and let's connect. And you're talking to one of the most optimistic people I think you'll find. I've seen it the way that it's going. I see the way that people are buying into it, and it's hard for me to think anything different.
We've talked about this before. Sometimes when coaching the younger generation requires a different approach too. And I feel like Schotty, and I'm just curious your thought, it feels like it's almost like a college coach energy that he's bringing to the NFL. Is there something to that with the way he's coaching some of these younger guys?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, it's been 10, I guess, now since I've been from college. So I do understand that you've got to get the best out of your guys. Old, young, whatever, that's the coach's job, is to get the best out of their guys. And so some guys, you have to relate to them different if you want to see their best, or talk about things away from football, their family, if you want to get the best out of them. And yeah, sure, we've got some young college coaches in this year, but I think if more than anything, it's about being hungry. And I think it's easy to see that in youth at times, and maybe that's what you're asking and you're feeling, but I would say more than anything, it's about being hungry and wanting to do everything the right way, and particularly the hard the right way.
The music at the practice is a little different too. Obviously, was there any kind of a fight to try to see who's going to control the music and who is controlling the music?
That's a Schotty question. Don't pay attention to it. Don't care. I love the vibe when it's on, but it's just like crowd noise. You hear it when you want to, and you cut it off when you don't.
When did you realize you're the longest?
Nutrition or leaned out at all?
No, I mean, I just think my fiance keeping me away from the sweets. I ask for ice cream. She brings me protein yogurt. So I just think stuff like that, honestly, has helped. The rehab, running as much as I've been doing for the hamstring, but nothing major.
Dak, when did it hit you that you're the longest tenured player?
During this offseason, I guess before the D-Law signed with Seattle, I knew if he did that, if Zach retired, that would leave me in that position. And yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's amazing how fast it happens. Yeah, and not taking anything for granted.
And you mentioned how fast it goes. Like, did you find yourself this offseason going back thinking about 16 and the playoffs and every year that you've made it and things like that? Have you reflected because of that at all?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's reflection here and there, especially, I mean, yeah, when you're injured, at the time that I was injured, as long as I was injured, different games. Love you too, Sammy, and Big Nate. There was time for that reflection. And yeah, it just makes you that more humble, that much more hungry, and blessed. Blessed to be here, blessed to be doing what I'm doing, walking through these doors every day, playing the game that I love.
He called you the old guy in the room.
Fair, yeah. Okay. I'm the uncle. The guys in there say that. Yeah. I'll be on.
This time last year, CeeDee wasn't around because of a contract holdout. How different is it being able to have him from day one in the OTAs?
Yeah, that's huge. That's something that hard to even compare the two because they're so different. Just having him here in OTAs, being able to work with him, getting that extra work in, and understanding, that he's going to be here. I think that's huge. And then you bring in a guy like GP. We're getting ready for game one now with the guys here.
Dak, what's your any position?
I mean, I don't know if that's fair in 2 days of being on the field. I know I can go with the easy one, our first-round pick, Tyler Booker, and obviously it's probably who I've spent the most time with, getting in the huddle with him starting the huddle off with the ones, and whether it's the responsibilities that he has to bring to the huddle or whether it's his communications on the line, he's doing a hell of a job, and you can tell this guy is a football player. A guy has a lot of pride, standard in what he does, and excited for him just to continue.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect.